What do you do?
I manage a counseling center in Zagreb, Croatia, which means I manage various quite different programs concerning psychosocial support in our local community. And one of our most important programs in the last few years has also been providing psychological help to refugees. So I'm a psychologist. Yeah.
What drove you into this field?
Curiosity. I think from very little age I was really curious about why people do stuff. Why do people behave in certain ways? So then I decided, okay, psychology might give an answer to that. But then when I realized there are some answers, but I would like to do something useful with them, then I kind of got this experience that when I establish a good contact with a person, it provides space for insight. When you kind of allow the person to impact you, then she can learn, and you can also learn from that contact. So that is what is keeping me in this field at the moment.
What is your greatest source of energy?
I think animals, which is quite weird because I'm a psychologist, I work with humans. But when I look at how animals deal with some things, then I kind of get the energy to deal with life in a more constructive way. There is a good comparison by Peter Levine who says that when animals have a traumatic experience, they don't freeze, or they do freeze for a while, but then they just let the bad experience and they continue. So these kind of images from animal life give me energy in some way. Yeah.
What was your most impressive childhood experience?
The one that impacted my life the most was our war in Croatia that happened when I was in elementary school. I lived in Zagreb where we didn't have so much war. We didn't have bombings and fights, but we were living in a country that was in a war, and that affected all of us. Why it is most important? Because still today we are feeling the consequences. Maybe now it's not called war consequences because it has been more than 20 years ago, but doing what I do, whichever field I explore, I kind of come back to that war trauma in our society. And on the other hand, because of the war, I made some very important friendships. Some people who might have not been in my life are now there because they were refugees coming to Zagreb. So I think it changed my whole generation in so many ways.
If it's not the same, what is the best advice you can give?
Listen. And not only listen with your ears, listen with your heart and soul in a way that what I noticed that when we are listening to other people, we are full of presumptions of our own thoughts and feelings, and then we forget about the other person. We are listening her through us, which can be good, but sometimes we skip the person who is talking about something. And when we just listen without evaluating, is the person talking about something good or bad, just like phenomenologically listening, we learn a lot. And we kind of, I have had the experience of growing in that way.
What brings us together?
I think that what brings us together, humans, is the fact that we all have a vulnerable spots or places in us. And those are the places that might be painful, or that might be soft, or the experiences that make us cry or make us happy. And because we have them, then we can empathize with other people's painful or happy or angry moments. I think that is what can connect us.
What is your strongest conviction?
What's most important for me, my most important conviction is that I don't forget when I have a contact with a person or an animal, a being that is in pain, that is suffering, that I don't forget that is the most important thing at that moment. That the everyday schedules, responsibilities, what other people think I should do in that situation are not as important as the fact that there is a person who is in pain. I have had situations where like society says, just walk, you cannot do anything about that, for example. But you can always do something. If nothing else, you can sit with the person and listen.
What does home mean to you?
A place where I feel safe, a place where I can let my guard down, where I feel comfortable in my own skin, where I have my memories, my things that are important from my past. That's my home.
Who are you?
I'm Martina. I'm a daughter. I'm a partner. I'm a psychologist. I'm a person. Yeah.
What's your name? And if you know, what does it mean?
So, as far as I know, the meaning of my name, Martina, is female warrior, which I like. It's sort of empowering when I remember of that. But actually, the story is that my name was given to me by my grandfather, who was called Martin, as a token of a connection with him. And he was actually also a warrior, a male warrior, stubborn, challenging, but a warrior.